Good health to you, fellow Ukrainians. Today, I held a regular meeting of the staff of the Supreme Commander. The main focus, of course, was on the situation at the front, primarily Donetsk and the southern directions. The situation is very tough. Bakhmut, Volodar and other areas in the Donetsk region are under constant Russian attacks. There are constant attempts to break through our defenses. The enemy does not count its people and, despite numerous casualties, maintains a high intensity of attacks. In some of its wars, Russia has lost in total less people than it is losing there, at this part of the front, in particular near Bakhmut. And this can only be countered by extraordinary resilience. And a full understanding that by defending the Donetsk region, our warriors are defending the whole of Ukraine. Because every prevented step of the enemy there, means dozens of prevented steps of the invaders in other directions. I am grateful to all our units and to each warrior personally who, despite everything, is holding their ground and repelling enemy attacks in the Donetsk region. Today, I would like to praise the warriors of the 72nd Separate Mechanized Brigade and the 80th Separate Air Assault Brigade for their perseverance in performing combat missions in the Donetsk direction. I would also like to commend our warriors in the southern areas. In particular, the 44th and 406th Artillery Brigades, as well as reconnaissance units of the 123rd and 124th Territorial Defense Brigades. Thank you for your accuracy, warriors, thank you for your bravery. The Commander-in-Chief, the Commanders of Operational Directions, and the Minister of Defense reported at the staff meeting today on the nature of the enemy's actions, our response, and the supply of ammunition and equipment to combat units. The head of intelligence reported on the possible shift in the situation in the near future. We are doing everything to ensure that our pressure outweighs the enemy's assault capabilities. And it is very important to maintain the dynamics of the defense support from our partners. The speed of supply has been and will be one of the key factors in this war. Russia hopes to drag out the war, to exhaust our forces. So we have to make time our weapon. We must speed up the events, speed up the supply and opening of new necessary weaponry options for Ukraine. This week, we have significant defense results in relations with the United States, Germany, Poland, Canada, Belgium, Norway, Italy, and other countries. We have to make the next week no less powerful for our defense. Today, I also spoke with President-elect of the Czech Republic Pavel. I heard a full understanding of the situation. I invited Mr. President to visit Ukraine. I am confident that together we will be able to significantly strengthen our common European response to the Russian terrorist threat. Today I held a long meeting with our security sector, the Security Service of Ukraine and other special services. We are strengthening our state and will appropriately stop anyone who tries to weaken Ukraine from within. And one more thing. Today, the Russian army has been shelling Kherson atrociously all day. Residential buildings, various social and transport facilities, including a hospital, post office, and bus station, have been damaged. 2 women, nurses, were wounded in the hospital. As of now, there are reports of 6 wounded and 3 dead. My condolences to all those who have lost loved ones to Russian terror. In such circumstances, against the backdrop of such constant Russian terrorist attacks on our cities and villages, against the backdrop of constant Russian assaults that try to leave no single intact wall, it is just shocking that we have to convince international sports bureaucrats to refuse any support for the terrorist state. The International Olympic Committee's attempt to get Russian athletes back to compete and participate in the Olympics is an attempt to tell the world that terror can allegedly be something acceptable, as if it is possible to turn a blind eye to what Russia is doing to Kherson, to Kharkiv, to Bakhmut and Avdiivka. Today, I sent a letter to Mr. President Macron about this very issue to follow up on our conversation with him on January the 24th. As we prepare for the Paris Olympics, we must be sure that Russia will not be able to use it, or any other international sporting event to promote aggression or its state chauvinism. In the first half of the 20th century, too many mistakes were made in Europe that led to horrific tragedies. There was also a major Olympic mistake. The Olympic movement and terrorist states should definitely not intersect. I thank everyone who helps to protect our people from Russian terror. I thank each one, and every one, who bravely defends Ukraine in the ranks of our defense and security forces. May the memory of all those who fought for the independence and integrity of Ukraine in the Battle of Krutty, and in every other battle that helped our people to survive and gain their own state, be bright. Glory to Ukraine!